So we are excited to be here, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm also petrified at the same time. So we love these active products because they've been working great for us. And then we also love the business side because we've been doing well with that too. So I'm Kris, Shaun, and now Shaun will tell you our story.
So it's been about 2 months now.
So when we got introduced to this product, it was by one of our really good friends, and it is Eric Albrechtson's cousin, Shaun Jeffs, and he had been after us for a little while to watch and listen and talk to him about all of this. And my husband is very skeptical, and so he kept kind of putting him off, and Shaun would say to him, "Hey, this will help your back. This is good," and we still just kind of put him off. Well, finally, my Shaun was ready. Are you good?
So we was up to our farm, and Shaun had called us and said Eric and Trish was coming up, and like she said, I was pretty skeptical, and I kind of knew what this was. I didn't know what the products were about. I just knew that it was a multi-level marketing, and I was not into this. She had tried some other things and was basically just throwing money out the window for us. So just because it was my friend, I said, "Hey, we're going to stop over there." We was in our muck boots. I don't know if everybody knows what muck boots are, but they're wading boots that, that you go to the farm with and water it. Her hair was flat, and she didn't want to have any part of this meeting at that time. So I just said, "We're going to do this for a friend." And we went over and we listened to it. And basically she listened and I didn't listen at all. I didn't want to have nothing to do with this at all. So while she was listening, I was playing on my phone and not paying attention whatsoever. When we was done at the meeting, Kris says, "I think this is something that we probably ought to look at." And I said, "No, I don't think we're going to." We didn't really have any conversation after that. It was about it. A couple of nights later, about 9 o'clock at night, we have a knock at our door, and it's Trish and Eric. I was like, "Who is that?" Kris is like, "I don't know for sure," but I didn't really recognize him because we'd only met one time. And I was like, "Oh, I think that is Eric." So we let him into our house, and I want to say that they played conquer and divide, but Kris makes fun of me. It's divide and conquer, but either way, they conquered and divide us. So Eric talked to me about hunting. Trish took Kris over on the couch, and they started talking about actives. When we was done, I kept peeking over and watching, and I noticed that Kris was shaking her head yes a lot, and I was shaking my head no, but it was too late for us. So then it began for us. Kris she did the $500 package, and I just told her, "Well, if you're going to do this, the only thing I want in return is I want a gun." And I knew that we was going to fail at this just like the other things. So I just said, "You give me a gun, I won't care anymore." So basically the first week we didn't do nothing because we didn't have the products. I really didn't listen to what the products could do. Kris did, and I wasn't a believer, so it didn't matter what anybody told me. The next week we got the products and we went on vacation. So we didn't do nothing that week. And for me, this is where the transformation started for me. I have some.
Here's it. So he has bulging discs and herniated discs, a couple of those in his back. And he started taking the pills. We went on vacation. We went to Wyoming, which is about 14-ish hours away from where we live. And when we drove all day, and when Shaun sits or stands a lot, walks around, it just kills his back. And we don't even know what happened to his back, but it kills him all the time. So he wears a back brace, and he has that on, and we're driving. We get to Cheyenne, Wyoming. And then after getting there the next day, we go to a concert that night, and he has to wear his back brace. And then the next day we go to a rodeo. Plus we're shopping around all day, one of Shaun's favorite things to do. And then the next day we get back, we load up our fifth wheel, and we head to Mount Rushmore. So again, Shaun puts on his back brace, we get ready to go. We go to Mount Rushmore, we see everything there. The next day we go to another town and head to Casper. And Then the next day we're heading home. And so again, like this is a very long trip, lots of sitting, lots of walking around, tons of shopping, which I enjoyed. And then we got to Rock Springs, had lunch with our family, got back in our truck and started heading home. And as we're heading home, Shaun says to me, hey, have you noticed I am not wearing my back brace?
So I'm pretty proudful guy. I don't want to admit that she's right. So I'm still not going to admit that she's right, but we talked about it, and we kind of started trying to figure out how long it had been since I wore my brace. It wasn't something that I thought about because my back just wasn't hurting. And so we went back to where we was at Mount Rushmore. And so it had been almost 2 days now that I hadn't worn my brace. I still wasn't going to admit that these products was doing this. When we got home, some of my friends was talking to me about it and asking me, like, have I noticed anything now? Because it's been 2 weeks. And so a couple of them, I told them just kind of in passing, I says, it may be doing something to me because my back's just not quite hurting like it was. When we got home, we had to do some major farming. We had to cut our fields and put up our hay. And that took us about a week. Anybody that's ever rode a tractor, they know that when you ride a tractor, it bounces you and beats you clear to death. So the first day when I was out for about 5 hours riding the tractor, I didn't wear my brace. I come home and I see my brace sitting there. And then it's in my head, and now I'm thinking about it. Oh, wow. I probably should wear my brace because I'm going to be in pain. And so the next day when I went up again to farm, I put my brace on. Not that I needed it physically wise, but mentally, it was in my conscious that if I don't do this, I'm going to be hurting. So I did wear my brace that night to the farm, and we did hay. For the rest of the week, I didn't wear the brace. Come Friday, so like they said, that we have full-time jobs. So we basically start mornings at 7 o'clock. We get to work at 7. We work till 5, and then we go up to the farm and we farm until dark. So we did this throughout Monday through Friday. Friday night, we stayed extra late, tried to get things caught up. We probably got home at about 11 o'clock. The next morning, we started at 6 and worked all day until dark. And then Sunday, we did it too. So here's where things really started making the big change for me. Them days, I usually have to come home and take ibuprofen. We buy icy hot patches with lidocaine, put them on my back. My wife puts all kinds of stuff on my back, deep blue, icy hot, whatever it is, and rubs it into my back. So that's when I've noticed that it really is. And it's time for me to start telling people what these products are doing for me. And that's when I gained my testimony of what these products could do. About that time is when I realized if these products can do this for me, what can they do for other people? And we started really believing that. My wife has some problems with her plantar fasciitis in her heel, and it started helping her. She takes some high cholesterol pills, and they affect her hands. And so when she tries to open doors or do things with her hands was hurting it. And she was telling me these little things that she was seeing also that was happening. And so we started telling a few people what they was doing for us. And I guess the big thing for us was we don't know about network marketing. We don't know how to do this, but we believe in the product. And I think once you believe in the product, it becomes easy. And I have to be careful when I say easy, because it's not that it's easy to get people, but for us, the easy part is we work 10, 12 hours a day, hard labor. And that's what we call work. This is fun for us. We get to go out, talk to people, tell them what these products are done for us, and watch life-changing results in other people. So this is easy and fun for us. This is not work. This is just fun. So now I'm going to let Kris talk to you about the products and explain what the products are and what they are.
Okay. So as I talk about the products, I want you to think about someone that these could help or bless, people in your lives, whether it's like family, friends, coworkers, or neighbors. So active products, they are incredible epigenetic breakthroughs. They speak to the genes that are inside our bodies, and epigenetics is teaching your genes to act in a certain way. So you could have a genetic potential to have a certain disease, but through epigenetics, you can influence those genes to either turn on or off. So the first product we're going to talk about is genomics. And the root of all disease is inflammation and oxidative stress. Oxidative stress occurs when there's an imbalance of free radicals and antioxidants that are in your body. And oxidative stress can damage your cells, which can contribute to the aging process. So it can also play a role in the development of other health conditions. There is a medal, it's called the Elliott Crescent medal. And there have been 300 people who have earned this medal for either life-changing discoveries or inventions. People like Alexander Graham Bell for the phone. You have Henry Ford with the automobile, or Bell Wright with flight. And the last person who was able to receive this award was Dr. Joe McCord. And what he made was one of the greatest discoveries of all times. Back in the 60s, he found superoxide dismutase, and they also call that SOD. So after discovering that, he spent the next 40 years trying to understand it, what it did, if it was good or bad. And what he discovered was that it was gobbling up those free radicals in our body at 1 million per second, which is way more than if you were to eat like all those healthy foods with antioxidants in them and all that kind of stuff. This was way better than that. So SOD grows in our body and it produces until about the age of 20. And then we quit producing it as we get older. And then Dr. McCord tried to synthetically produce it, but it wasn't until the early 2000s that someone gave him the idea to just restart it. It was still in our bodies. It had just gone dormant, so turn it back on. Hence epigenetics, being able to turn things on or off in your body. So he and his colleagues created Protandim, and that activated NRF2 in the body, which turned on thousands of genes and enzymes, not just SOD. So this helped reduce oxidative stress. So activation of NRF2 helps battle injury, disease, and inflammation in our bodies. This was a very big deal, and it got the attention of Extra, the Today Show, Wall Street Journal, NBC, and then ABC Primetime did a study on it. And that's what we're going to show you really fast is just a few minutes of this video. Yeah, sure.
Shaun and Kris, is it playing on your end?
Yeah, it's playing on our end.
It's not
It's
playing,
not on
playing on
yours.
our end. If you just click it and then click on the bottom where it says the sound is well on the left, bottom left, then you'll be able to share it.
I don't know what you got.
It's not.
Well, maybe that's not gonna work. I don't know what we're doing.
That's okay. We can just kind of tell you about it. We've done this before, but for some reason it doesn't want to work today. So what that video showed is it showed Dr. McCord and the gentleman, John Quijones, I think was his name. He did a blood test and they checked the oxidative stress and stuff in his body. And he took Protandim for a couple weeks. And then when he went back and had his blood tested again, it showed that his body, like the cells and everything inside of his bodies, went back to the age of like a newborn child or an infant, which that is a huge deal. So it helped with the oxidative stress and kind of turning back the time on the insides of our bodies. So instead of him like saying this wasn't a good thing and debunking it, they actually proved that it was a good thing. So after creating Protandim, Dr. McCord, he didn't stop there. He went back and he kept researching and he created 5 more products. And in the end, he created something that was 10 times stronger than what Protandim was, and that is what Genomics is. And it turns back on and activates NRF2 in our bodies, and it is the strongest NRF2 activator in the world today. So our next product is Link, and they tell us a healthy body begins in the gut. So doctors say half of the Americans suffer from gut issues because of poor gut health. So things like bloating, acid reflux, leaky gut, diarrhea, IBS, slow metabolism. Our gut does more than just digest our food. It acts like our second brain. So if we have all these gut issues, can you imagine how much maybe better our brains would be functioning if our gut was functioning better too? So like if you have like, when they say, oh, my gut told me to do this, I would want a healthy gut. So my brain was listening to good stuff going on. So Link has a huge effect on the mind-body connection. Link is a butyric acid product, and butyric acid is the best source of fuel for the cells in our brain and then throughout our entire body. Butyric acid also stimulates multiple functions within our bodies. It allows our brains to function better. It helps with your mood. It breaks down fat cells and then creates more energy. And it also helps control inflammation. 70% of our immune system is in our gastrointestinal system. And butyric acid activates our immunity genes and repairs the cells that keep viruses, toxins, and bacteria from entering our system. Our bodies don't produce enough butyric acid, so that's why we need to take a supplement like Link. Link uses a pure form of butyric acid, which I'm told, I've never tasted it or smelled it, but I've heard it's very, very bad. And Alzap has a patent pending process where he's wrapped the pills and it can get through our stomach acids and then into our intestines, and then it's time released when our body needs that. So our next product is Optimin, which is a natural anti-inflammatory, and it decreases inflammation and pain, and it protects our cells against damage. So everyone has inflammation, and some inflammation we know we have it, and there's inflammation that you don't know you have. And it's that inflammation you can't feel that is bad and causing damage and diseases to our body. Things like coronary artery disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes, and arthritis, just to name a few. So if you guys have ever heard of turmeric, it's a natural anti-inflammatory also, and it's been around forever. And it has curcumin in it. It's one of the active ingredients. But the thing is with turmeric is that it has large molecules and the body has a hard time to absorbing that. So Optimin has tetrahydrocurcumin in it, which is highly absorbable. And then it's also released into the body when the body needs it. So this can actually help Optimin work pretty quickly in your body. So if you were to take all three of these together, which we call the trifecta, they work together incredibly well and very beneficial. And each product operates on a different pathway to support our anti-inflammatory and immunity genes. Another product that we have is skincare, and it's called Amora. I love it. It's great. So they have a dry powder, which is the face scrub, or you can use it as a mask. They have a toner, and they also have a rejuvenating serum. And what the skincare line helps you do is it can help with sun damage. It can help with acne. It tightens pores, and it reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and it can plump and brighten your skin. Do you want to talk about Arrow?
So the next product I get to talk about is Arrow. Arrow to me is, all I can say is it's awesome. It's amazing to me. For some reason with energy drinks, I've only tried 2 other energy drinks besides this. It felt like my hair was growing, which I don't have any hair. It felt like my heart was going to pound out of my chest, and all I would do is shake. This stuff, when I take it, it's not even something that I really see right off the bat. It's just kind of a gradually gets you to that point, and it just keeps me there all day long. For me, it's like the next level for me. My wife, she doesn't like it when I take it because I don't like to take naps on weekends because we got too much to do. So she doesn't like when I take it because we don't do any more napping. The other cool thing is it's an appetite suppressant. My wife has lost 7 pounds, and not even trying, because she still eats all kinds of ice cream and junk all the time. My boy has lost 20 pounds. He's 29 years old and he's pretty physically fit, and he lost 20 pounds by taking this. So it's for our family, it's been unbelievable. You know, you mix it with a bottle of water, you drink it, and it just does amazing things for us. So.
Okay, so now we're going to start to talk about the business side of actives. So now, as we talk about the business side, again, I want you to think of people who maybe this can help supplement their income, or just if people, you know, want financial freedom, or if you do and you're watching this, if you want to have more time with your family, or if there's people that you want to try to bless also. So we're going to talk about this S curve. Move out of the way. So there's the first stage when people start a business, and it's called the pioneering stage. Is that good? Okay, so in Mexico, this business started back in 2017, and the US is just right behind them. So already we have passed, which most companies won't get past, the pioneering stage, because we've been around since 2017 in Mexico. Then the next stage is your critical mass stage. And this is when a business will make 4.2 million a month or 5 million a year as it goes up into the momentum. And this is where you want to be in a business before it hits the momentum stage, because this is where 80% of your fortune can be made. This is huge to be in it right at the first. So that's what's so amazing right now with this company is the timing. The timing is amazing. This is what we're learning, because then when you get up to the top, and this is where most people hear about MLMs and stuff, is when it gets clear up to the stability stage, when everybody already knows about the products and stuff. In the momentum stage, that's when people are asking for it, they're learning about it, and they're actively out looking for the product because they're wanting it. So that's what's great, is we're still down in here. So that's where we are with that. The other part we just want to talk about too is the compensation plan. And the compensation plan, we're just going to talk about your one-time bonus and then your residual. So what we encourage is they have a package, and I know these numbers, this is why I'm using these numbers. So there's a package if you come into the business.
This is what we have been taught by our team, and this is kind of what we've stuck with. There's other ways to doing it, but this is what our team has been doing, and it's been working phenomenal for us.
Mm-hmm. So we encourage you to come in at $500, which you get about $750 worth of product. And then there's an overhead, monthly overhead of $240. So this is you. Once you come in, you just need to find 4 business partners who want to do the same thing that you want to do. And I know with our team, and that's what I'm finding with actives, is really like everybody is helping each other. Our mentors are awesome. Like they will go and do and help. And that's what we're doing. We're learning from them. We want to do what they do because they are amazing. So once you get your 4 people in and they come in at this deal, you're going to make $400. If you do that within the first 30 days from when you sign up, you get an extra 80. And then you'll also have $100 worth of credit for products. And then your residual is $100. And we like to look at it like your residual is going to help you make it so that you can get your 240 overhead too. So you can start helping pay for that. Then once your 4 people get their 4 people, which is 16 people, you're going to have a 570 one-time bonus. And then you're going to be making 250. So now your product is being paid for. The next level down is 64. When you hit this, you have a one-time bonus of 4,000. And then you're making 1,500. And your next level down is 256 people. you have a one-time of 10,000. And then you're making 5,000 a month. And then your next level down is 1,000 plus people, where you have a one-time bonus of 20,000. And then you could be making 15,000 a month. And it pays down for 8 levels down. And what's amazing to us is that as you start getting your people, sometimes you look at how many people and you're like, wow, that's a lot of people. But once you get going and your people know people and their people know people, like it's awesome. We have people now in some states, we don't even know them. Can't wait to meet them. And that's what we plan on doing, is going and helping them. Oh, and then they have the global too. One of their other bonuses is where they put, like, on Amazon, we couldn't buy a whole bunch of products and throw them out there and try to sell them and make money. But Actives puts their products out there, and then people, when you buy all that off there, they take a percentage out. And once you reach a certain level, then you can get percentages out of that too. And so there's like little bonuses everywhere. Like you learn about all these different things. It's awesome. So far, even though, like Shaun said, we have no idea what we're doing, we're loving learning these little things that we can do and meeting people. And yeah, we're enjoying this lots.
So we listened to a Zoom meeting here last week, and they talked about not talking about the business, and we just sell the products. And I think that's what we have been doing, is because the products sell themselves so easily. And now we're in 2 months now, we've seen the benefits of this, the money part of this and the business part of this. And so when Stu told you guys about the town that we live in, and it's a small community, I don't think Stu even really realizes that in our town, there's about 1,000 people in our town. In our county, we have 10,000 people in our county. So when we seen this business side, we was like, we maybe only get 4 people, 16 people, that's not gonna happen. And 64 people, there's no possible way we're gonna get 64 people. I'm just here to tell you, in a small town that we're in, we had our 4 people in probably 2 weeks. We had our 16 people, and I know this is crazy to sound, we had our 16 people in a month. And since then, we have just gone like, man, it's been phenomenal for us. And I think everybody looks at, oh man, you guys are putting in hours and hours of time. And we really aren't. We try to put in an hour, maybe 2 hours a day, maybe talking to people here and there. And the other cool thing that we've seen now is we are actually having people contact. We're not so much going out and contacting people, because now the word's getting out. And not just from our little town. We're having people contact us from all over the place. They just want to know about this product and how phenomenal this product is. So if anybody can do it, I'm telling you.
We can do it.
Do this, anybody in the world can do this. Because first off, when we met our CEO, David, he knew, we actually had this conversation. He said, I knew that you didn't want no part of this, and I didn't. But now that I've seen this compensation plan work and how we can get there, it is phenomenal. So it's great. And we have loved every minute of this, going out and meeting new people and being able to have fun. It's just fun.
Shaun looks at this too as like, he'll just see people like at Maverick. He's like, I'm gonna go talk to that person. Even if he doesn't even know who they are now, it's like, that's my challenge. I'm just gonna go talk to that person. I'm like, you go ahead.
So before we're done with this meeting, I want to put everybody a challenge. And Eric gave us this challenge, and I never really, and this is the challenge that he gave us, and I want everybody else to have this challenge and see how they take it. He said to us, I want you to figure out your why you're doing this. And once you figure out your why,
Shaun?
what you are going to do.
His mic isn't
Shaun,
working.
we're having a hard time hearing you. Something's going on with your microphone. So we really want to hear what you're saying, and this is fabulous, but we just can't hear you. It's going in and out. So something's going in and out with your microphone.
Is it better now?
It says, yeah, your microphone is.
How's this? Is that
Oh,
better?
much better. Thank you. We just love what
Okay.
you're saying.
So Eric gave us a challenge to why we're doing this. And everybody's why is different. When Eric told us this, my wife, Kris, she said she knew her why right off the bat. And it took me till the next night when we was getting ready to do another presentation to figure out my why. And he says, once you figure out your why, I want you to write that on your mirror and then figure out what you're willing to do to get to that. And for Kris, I'll let her tell you what her why was, and then I'll tell you what my why is.
So mine is kind of a two-parter. I want to be able to just, when my kids need me, I can go do whatever I need to do now pretty much, but like financially, I still have to worry like, okay, is there enough money to go here, do that, whatever. So financially, I want to be able to help my kids, but then whenever they need me, whether it's like babysitting grandkids when I finally get some, or I want to help people. I want to be able to, like, somebody needs something. I don't want them to know it's me. I just want to do it. And I want to help people feel good. That's mine.
So for me, in my line of work, I'm a deputy sheriff. I see a lot of negative things in my life.
So Shaun's why was, he
All
lists.
right, I'm
You're
good.
good?
I'm good. So a lot of things I see is negative and rough to see. And
So his why is he really wants to find people and help them. Sorry. But that is really what his why is. He's very passionate about that because he likes to help people. And so that's what we want to do together with this. And so if these things that we talked to you guys about today interest you, get a hold of the person who's either brought you to watch this or has you on Zoom, and you'll love it. It's amazing. And thanks for letting us do this, even though like we're weird. So thank you.
Wow, Shaun and Kris, that was amazing. Thank you so much. And I know everyone on this Zoom call definitely felt your spirit. The why in this business, we keep hearing what it is. And it looks like that the two of you, your whys are strong, and keep sharing that message. We are always here to help you, just as Trish and Eric and all those that introduce you to actives are willing to help. That's the least we can do. I would love to come visit you guys out there. I don't know where Orangeville, Utah is, but if it's only 1,000 people, I'm pretty sure I can find you then in that little town. But I am just blown away. I hope everyone got to take a little bit of what they talked about today. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Hey, when Taiwan opens or when China opens or when Canada opens, I'm going to be ready. Shaun and Kris is the perfect example of what it takes to build a network marketing. Doesn't matter if it's 4 people or 1,000 people, 10,000 people. Their why is so strong. And I know that they were trained on the what and the how from their great uplines. And they've just done it. Built a business in 2 months to reach A8. And as they talked about, once you become A6, you get to participate in the international pools that we have here at Actives. And it's such a low hurdle to get to A6 compared to other companies that have pool shares. And so the fact that you get to participate in the growth that we're having all across the markets internationally, and as Shaun and Kris pointed out, our Amazon channels and all these things that we have for you to take a piece of that is amazing. I love what Actives has done, not only with the products, but with the compensation plan. And so thank you so much for that. And I will turn the time over to Angie. I think we can stop the recording. And the